Petroware's revenue production check entry features easy input of all production information, including operating expenses that may be netted from your production checks. Perfect for the operating company or the investor, Petroware has the most unique division of interest files and offers the greatest flexibility in the industry. Let's take a look at what makes Petroware the most user-friendly revenue system.
Okay, let's take a look at the revenue distribution system. The first thing you're going to do is set up your purchaser transporter master. I'm going to do an F2 lookup and look at Navajo. As you can see, the top portion is your purchaser information. The middle portion of your screen is the information on the properties that this purchaser will be paying you revenue on and whether the purchaser will be deducting the taxes or not. Since this purchaser is not deducting the taxes, I am going to have to pay the comptroller's office 0.075% of the gross less marketing, and I will also have to pay a 0.000667% of the sales volume. And then these are the accounts that I want those items to hit. Once this is set up, you'll go into your production check entry, choose your purchaser, give it the check number, date, the amount, and your bank, and then I chose my Burgess 2. If I did an F2 lookup, this is showing me all the properties that are there that this purchaser pays me on. My production date, the revenue DOI number, and do I want it to count the 8/8 volume and value on my lease operating statement. This is not a credit line item and it's not an expense only line item. Notice when I entered my gross value, it automatically calculated my share amount based on my revenue DOI. When I enter my gross amount and tell it to save, I'm going to get a pop-up, calculate the tax for this purchaser, and I'm going to tell it yes. If I go into my Enter AP Invoices, there's going to be an invoice to the comptroller for those two different taxes on this well. Once it's posted, it's going to deduct those taxes from the revenue check on this DOI. Then I would run my detail production check edit list so I could verify all of the purchaser checks are in, that the amounts are correct and the accounts are correct. Telling it, yes, I want the line item deductions because I want to see the tax and transportation accounts. Yes, I want only for specific transaction dates. That transaction was dated 11/15/2010, and I'm going to go ahead and go through the current date. As you can see, there are several other options to filter on, and once I click OK, I'm going to get a production check edit report. It's going to show me each purchaser check individually, check number 4445 to GPM, the date, and the amount of the check. It will also show me which property it went to, the date, my volumes, my values, all deducts. It will give me the net, and then also which accounts that those line items booked to, my gas income and my gas production tax, which revenue DOI it went to, and what's being distributed on that. 0% royalty, 0 override, and 100% working interest. It will give me that information on each and every production check from every purchaser. Then at the end of the report, it'll give me a report total. This is the amount I'm going to be looking for on my suspended revenue report. Once I'm satisfied that the numbers are correct, I'm ready to do my distribution cash requirements. I'm going to tell it which bank account I want it pulled from, and I'm going to use a pay schedule of Z and tell it to calculate. I have one investor in pay schedule Z. Once it finishes calculating, it's going to give me a pop-up ready to print the report. It's telling me there's going to be one check to the investor Sheila Bennett in the amount of $6,064.72. Once I hit print, I'll get the report, the distribution cash requirements report that shows Sheila Bennett, how much her check total will be, and the date, and then by property, the income, the share and the 8/8. It'll also show the deducts for taxes through each property. If I'm satisfied with this report, then I'm ready to print my revenue check. Print my revenue check, give it the same bank and the same schedule, tell it to calculate. It's going to give you a warning that you can't reverse it. I'm going to tell it yes. Tell me one check is ready to print, Sheila Bennett, and the amount, and that should tie back to my distribution cash requirements report. And then I'm finished for the month once I have posted to revenue. As you can see, we also have the option to do CDEX, which is our check data exchange, which we'll explain to you in a later demonstration. You can void your checks, suspend revenue, view netting if you're netting your investors, and so on.
As you've seen, whether you use the 8/8 information or your share, the Petroware revenue system is easy to use. Take advantage of the top revenue system on the market. Call Avatar Systems today.